Good afternoon. I'm Dana Tyler. This is your afternoon update. And lead could be running through the water of homes and buildings in Newark, New Jersey. So now the city is handing out free water filters to anyone in the area who might be affected. CBS2's Meg Baker is there speaking with concerned residents.
It's been an ongoing issue here in Newark. Last year, we were here when elevated levels of lead were found in schools, and today the mayor announced the system has failed, and more than 20,000 residents will need home filtration systems. Residents in the city of Newark are rightly concerned.
They should be taking care of us, especially in our homes, in our school systems, our children's, ourselves. So, I mean, that's crippling our health out here.
Newark's water system has consistently tested positive for elevated levels of lead in the past year in schools, homes, and businesses.
It's a basic need for everyone. You know, it's a part of life. Everyone needs water to survive. You have to drink water, you have to bathe with water, so it needs to be clean. Today,
the mayor announced the corrosion control system is no longer effective and home filtration systems are needed.
We commissioned an independent engineering firm to check the effectiveness of our city's corrosion control in areas where lead service lines are. The study showed that the corrosion control presently being used has not been effective in various parts of the North Ward, parts of the South Ward, the West Ward, and the Central Ward. The East Ward has been unaffected.
Some question why infrastructure has not been updated as new high-rises go up.
They should have thought about that a long time ago as preventive maintenance.
The city is going to use other chemicals around corrosion control. That will take the city anywhere between 6 to 8 months to get that done. We also have and been working with the EPA, the DEP, the governor's office, the state, to make sure that we replace lead service lines. Replacing the lead service lines is going to take the city anywhere between 5 to 8 years to do.
The state has partnered with Newark to replace individual service lines. It's all part of a $75 million plan, and you heard the mayor. It could take 8 years to get this done. In Newark, New Jersey, Meg Baker, CBS 2 News.
A scare at a Brooklyn office building when an elevator with people inside suddenly dropped. It happened this morning at a building in Bushwick on Flushing Avenue. 4 people have minor injuries. They were taken to the hospital. The FDNY says the elevator dropped from the first floor to the basement. The building, which also houses a daycare and a school, was evacuated as a precaution.
We had evacuated the building. Our children did very well. Everyone was out safely, and we're very proud of our children and our staff, and we thank God that everyone is okay.
The Department of Buildings is now investigating why the elevator fell. New information today in the Facebook breach that the social media giant announced 2 weeks ago. Facebook now says hackers got to data from 29 million accounts. This includes names, email addresses, and phone numbers of users impacted, any one of those things. Originally, Facebook said 50 million accounts could have been affected after attackers exploited a feature in the network's code allowing the takeover of users' accounts. The social media company says it will send messages to the people whose accounts were hacked. Today is the last day for New Yorkers to register to vote in next month's election day. Nearly all of New York's top offices are up for election, including governor, lieutenant governor, attorney general, comptroller, and state senate. New York's 27 House of Representatives seats are also up for election, as well as U.S. Senator Kirsten Gillibrand's seat in the Senate. Voters in New Jersey have until next Tuesday, October 16th, to register. For more information, you could head to cbsnewyork.com. The driver accused in a drag racing hit and run that killed a school vice principal is facing charges this afternoon. CBS 2's Natalie Duddridge has more from New Brunswick.
Well, police spent days searching for that hit and run driver, and yesterday they tracked him down, arrested, and charged him in connection with the death of a well-loved high school vice principal who is now mourned by hundreds of students and his family. Surveillance video captures at least 3 cars racing down Stelton Road in Piscataway Saturday night. Police say they were drag racing when the driver of one of the cars, 21-year-old Freddie Garcia, lost control, striking and killing 49-year-old Tyrone Harrison, who was walking to a relative's house from the Edison train station. But instead of stopping, authorities say Garcia left Harrison in the road to die.
I was shocked. I ain't gonna lie, I was shocked. I'm still kind of shocked.
Police say Garcia abandoned his Honda and then took off and falsely reported that it had been stolen. Police say they received many tips that helped lead them to arrest Garcia. He now faces a long list of charges, including aggravated manslaughter. All week, grief counselors have been offering support to students and staff here at the school where Harrison worked as a math teacher and vice principal for almost 20 years. A sign outside the school says, "Mr. Harrison, we miss you."
He just seemed like a person that really liked his job. He always looked very serious about the kind of person that he was. And just seeing somebody die like that you always see like on a regular day basis is kind of terrible.
Caring person, lovable person. Had a lot of respect here. He got me out of trouble a couple times.
The Middlesex County Prosecutor's Office are still investigating, but believe Garcia was part of a drag racing group called the 78 Imports. He was also charged with driving without a license. And Garcia will face a judge in court via video conference at 2:30 this afternoon. In New Brunswick, Natalie Duddridge, CBS 2 News.
Police in Ridgewood, New Jersey, are investigating a possible sexting scandal at the high school. Parents are being asked to monitor their children's cell phone use. The school superintendent, Dr. Daniel Fishbein, sent a letter to parents of students in grades 6 through 12. He's warning that students who share revealing images, even of themselves, can be subjected to child pornography charges. Investigators say none of the sexting incidents happened at school. Anyone with information is asked to contact Ridgewood Police. In New York City, the NYPD just put out a sketch and a surveillance photo of a man on a bicycle wanted for an assault in Central Park. Police say Saturday, September 22nd, this man was riding a bike near the East Drive and 106th Street. Police say he rode up to a man who was walking with a woman and hit the man in the head with an object before taking off. The 53-year-old victim was taken to the hospital in critical condition. Now to the latest on the impact of Hurricane Michael that ripped through the southeast. At least 12 people have died, and FEMA's director expects that number to rise. Thousands of National Guard troops and emergency workers, including those from the tri-state area, are helping with relief efforts, which includes searching for missing people. Mexico Beach, Florida, suffered the hardest hit from the catastrophic storm, wiping out entire blocks of houses. Nearly 1.5 million homes and businesses in Florida, Georgia, and Alabama and South Carolina are without power. Michael is the first Category 4 hurricane to make landfall in Florida's Panhandle since record-keeping began in 1851. It looks like for us, we're just getting winds from the hurricane, making this a cooler, sunny afternoon. What about our weekend? John Elliott has the latest.
Well, we did it. We made it to Friday, and this has been a real challenging weather week for so many in the country, in our area, too. But now this thing is wrapping up. Breezy exit to what was, once Michael. Now, again, once named, always named, as that area low pressure pulls out. Between that and high pressure off to the west, we've definitely been dealing with more wind. And, oh, yeah, it's a cool breeze. It's that north-northwest wind. So 63 this afternoon will feel cooler. Possibility of a few flurries in Sullivan and Ulster County tonight. I know, that cold. Chilly tomorrow, rain in the morning, and then it breaks up by midday. But you know what the song says? Breaking up is hard to do, but we should see some sun in the afternoon, and then that sets us up for a nice sunny Sunday. But it's on the cool side again, too. 60. So if you're going apple picking, it's going to be crisp. It's going to be a cool fall-like weekend. So if we see you out in Staten Island, and we hope we do, JDRF One Walk, 10 a.m., Staten Island, middle of that hill there in the quad, it's going to be breezy. It usually is for this walk, 51. And then for the Jets, you're looking at right around 56. Fine weather, though. In fact, if you were to compare Saturday into Sunday, I think Sunday right now shaping up to be a better day after that morning chill. Showers back in the mix on Monday. Have a great weekend.
You too, John. Google is gearing up to launch the country's first self-driving taxi service, the service called Waymo. Test drives have been going on for the past year in Arizona. A safety driver sits up front in a Waymo car and can take control of the car at any time. The car uses cameras, sensors, and radar to help the car C up to the length of 3 football fields in every direction. Waymo vehicles have been in a few crashes during initial trials, but Google says all were caused by other cars. The plan is to launch the app-based ride-hailing service in Arizona by the end of this year, and if it takes off, analysts predict Waymo could capture 60% of the potentially $2.3 trillion industry. Google's busy. It also owns the navigation app Waze, and there's something new there, a way to coordinate carpool rides. Waze has been testing the service in Israel and California, but now it is available throughout the United States. Passengers can find rides through the app. Drivers can then charge passengers for the ride, but just 54 cents a mile. The app will say that that's enough to cover gas, insurance, and other costs for each person. After nearly 10,000 miles traveled and 18 hours in the air, the world's longest flight landed at Newark Airport this morning. A record-breaking Singapore Airlines flight touched down just after 5 this morning. Passengers flew aboard a new Airbus A350 jet, and there were no issues of clamped legroom. The marathon flight features no standard economy seats, only economy comfort, as they call it, and business class. The nonstop flight will run 3 times each week. A heartwarming surprise today for a little girl who has not seen her dad, who's in the Air Force, in more than 4 months.
Dad's in Dubai. You think he's really there?
I love you, baby.
Jason Reyes surprised his first-grade daughter, Brooke, at Plaza Elementary School. That's on Long Island. He's been away from the family for 4 months, serving in Dubai. He not only missed her first day of school, but he also missed the birth of his new baby daughter, Bianca, who was born in August. He sure got plenty of hugs today during this family homecoming. High five that. That's your CBS 2 News update. Stay with CBSNewYork.com all day long for the latest news and our Twitter and Facebook pages at CBS New York. And on television, CBS 2 News. I'll see you tonight at 6 o'clock. Have a good Friday. I'm Dana Tyler.